大家好，我叫董夏琳. Hi everyone, my name is Jocelyn Wittenberg, and today we'll be doing a character study. And today's character will be Da. So getting right into it, it's meaning and composition. First, let's look on the left-hand side, and we can see that this character is composed of shou, which is hand, and ding, which is more of its phonetic component, but also means the fourth heavenly branch. And its meaning is anything to do with hand movements, which could be to strike, to break, to hit. It could also mean to calculate, and it's a measure word for a dozen. A little bit about its origin. It wasn't originally appearing in more of the earlier scripts, which is Oracle and Bronze inscriptions, but it became more prominent in the seal script, as we'll see in the next slide. A little bit of historical implications. So it was primarily used to indicate the 18th year of Xuan. So as mentioned earlier, it was used in the fourth heavenly branch. So this is just more of the divination purposes in the past. It also meant, in the Book of Wei, originally meaning strike. So as we mentioned more of its modern meaning, it has to do with hand movements or something to hit. And as mentioned earlier, it's used for anything with a hand or an application of something. So on the left-hand side, you can see that this is the seal script, which you can see kind of like a man standing right here or some sort of person holding some sort of object. Another way you can interpret it is someone and hands. So again, more of that hand movement and using it to do something. And it then just got into more of its simplified version or more of its modern version with just the shou, which means hand radical, and the ding, which is the more phonetic component of this. Moving on to the various scripts. As you can see, the regular script and writing script are pretty identical and cursive as well. And it pretty much hasn't changed over time, with it being very consistent throughout literature and text. Here are a little bit of the modern usages in the words. So as you can see, all these characters have to do with, or all these words have to do with some sort of hand movement or primarily hitting as well, or doing something with your hands. So the first one we have here is da ji, which is to hit, to strike, to attack. It also means some sort of psychological shock too. So depending on what context you use it in, it can mean many different things. Second one we have is da kai, which means to open. It could also mean to show a ticket, to turn on, and to also switch on. Third one we have is da gong, which means to work. A temporary or casual job also means to work part-time. And yeah. The next one we have is da po, which means to break and to smash. Second to last one we have, which is more used for its dozen component for measure word, we have is ida, which means a dozen. And it's also used in a loan word, which is soda, which is soda. Moving on to more of the sentences and modern usages. So this is more mainly used to show different contexts with just the character da. And there are a few different meanings, and they all have to do with hand or some sort of hand movement. So the first one is more of the hit or like the physical component that we've seen earlier. So the first one we have is 他大了一川, which is he threw a punch. So this literally means he, which is ta. We got da, which means to hit in this case. La is an indicator of past tense in this case as well. And then 一川, which means he like punch or a punch. As you can see here, it also has a hand radical to indicate more of a, like, oh, like this is a punch. This is some sort of hand movement. The next one we have is 我们去打篮球吧. So this one means let's, or not let's, but it means we. So woman. So I, and then the man, which is the traditional plural indicator. Chu, which means to go to. Da, which in this case means more of just like, or da lanqiu, which lanqiu is netball or basketball. So this is like you holding the ball. So it's like, oh, let's go play basketball. Again, more of like that hand movement used in this context. And baj is an indicator of just making it more excitement. In the final final sentence we have here is 我要打电话给妈妈, which is I need to call my mom. So as you can see here, 打电话 is it literally means hit phone, but in this case it means to call on one's phone because you're using your hand to use a phone. And yeah, so that wraps up presentation on Da. Here are my references. And 谢谢 everyone for watching today's video. I hope to see you in the next one. And 再见. Bye bye.